Okay, folks. Now, the criteria for watching this video is that you must have watched a video called Database Process. And if you don't have or don't know where to get the video called from Database Process, then definitely talk to one of the Sell Lease property support staff. In saying that, I'll also show you on the screen where you can find it. SLP staff tools, folder in your Dropbox, professional development, Arrow software database, and video called Database Process. All right, so once you've read that, watched that database process, and that database process goes for approximately 34 minutes. And it's very, very important that you do watch that and you do understand it, because it's no point me showing you how to manage that process within Arrow software if you don't understand the basic principles of managing and building rapport, managing relationships with your clients and building rapport, because otherwise you'll just end up with a database of people that is literally just that, a database of people. Okay, folks, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the process flow that I mentioned in the last video, so I can show you basically how this works within the actual database itself. Now, of course, remember I spoke about door knocking, cold calling, and trying to get people's contact details so that you can then send it through to database at slpwa.com.au and they go into C group. So the first step is understanding how to find C group. So let's go into your database. Now, in database, you've got a tab called clients. Now, I should just point out at this stage that there are so many different menus that you can choose from in here that will only confuse you. So my advice is stick to the principles of managing a relationship in your database, and you will never have to worry about how to manage those relationships, and you'll never have to worry about how to build rapport with your clients. So let's go into search clients first, because I'm trying to find at this stage, how do I find everybody in my C group so that I can communicate with them? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to clients and search clients. Now, of course, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to find everybody in my C group. So once this comes up here in a moment, here we go. Sorry, I wasn't clicking on the right button. I need to scroll down. This is like basically the search fields. So you can search in here basically on anything, like first name, last name. One of the things that you need to remember though is that if you start typing in a name, you need to make sure that you're typing in the name in a way that it's been entered into the database, because if you don't, then the database won't find the name that you're looking for. Okay, so let's just come out of there, and I'm going to scroll down because I want to find my C group, because that's where I've sent all of my new contacts to. So I'll scroll down and you'll get to a section called groups down here. Now, ignore this classification, A, B, C. Ignore this classification. It has nothing to do with the database process that we were talking about in the last video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in C, and I'm going to wait for it to populate the different groups, and there we are here. Customer relationship groups, Group C just met. So if I click on this, it adds it to the little section just here. Now I can remove it here if I want to do a different search, but I'm going to leave it in here because at the moment I'm trying to find everybody in my C group. Now once I click search, it's going to show me basically everybody that I've got in my C group. Now what's interesting is this. Remember I said in the database process flow that one of the barriers is getting people into your database, and that's why we've set up database entry teams to just be able to upload those clients into your database for you. But the next barrier is you getting on the phone to those people in C group and then establishing rapport with them, planning a reminder, and then changing the group to like an A or a B group. Now, this is because I've got access to the master database. You can see that there are 11,000 at this stage, 296 people in C group. So what's happened here is property consultants have done the right thing by forwarding their clients to database at slpwa.com.au so it can be placed into their database, but then they've done nothing with them, which is a little sort of defeats the purpose. So let's, or alternatively, some of these may have only been entered in recently, and the consultant hasn't had the chance to go in yet and have the communication, plan the reminder, and go forward. So we're now at C group. We've found everybody in C group, and now we need to choose the person that we're going to communicate with. So what I'm going to do is you click on the name of the person that you're going to communicate with, and you review the details that have been put in. And unfortunately, this particular record's been put in with not that many details. So what has to happen now is I follow the process of having a communication. Now, one of the things that I pointed out to you last time in the last video was printing out the C group management, because this tells you what you have to do next. What you need to do is then go in and click Send Message and Communications. So once you've clicked Send Message and Communication, this puts you in the communications history for that client. Now, this section here will also show you where this filtering section, this will show you what were all of the communications that you've had with this person. And this is where you can view the communications that you've had with this person. But what I want to do at the moment is I'm taking them out of my C group and I'm communicating with them. So what I want to do now is I want to add a communication. So I click on Add a Communication, and you'll notice that a window pops up that is the communication window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. You can type a property in here that you were discussing with this buyer, or this person, but it has to be a property that's already in the system. And that means that you've typically appraised it, or it's currently a listing or currently a sale. You don't have to put anything in this property field. Direction, of course, I'm about to make an outgoing phone call with this particular person, and I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to type the person's name into my mobile phone, and I'm going to call them, and I'm going to leave this screen up, because whilst I'm on the call, I'm going to start typing some notes that is going to refresh my memory for next time while I'm talking to the person. And I'll put at Coles. Okay, so once I've had the communication, I've got off the phone, I put in here whatever it is that I spoke about, and I tick the reminder, because remember the process that after you communicate with a person, you must always create a reminder, and this part is the critical part. So what I've done and let me just move this down here for a moment. What I've done is I've had the communication, I've created the reminder, and I've clicked save. Now, what I've done is I am going to just save it through to this next section here, and it will automatically open up the reminder window, which is the window that here that you need to have open. So now what I'm doing is I'm planning a reminder, and it's going, well, it's for Brett because he's my, it's for me because it's in my database, and I might put a property address in here in terms of what the discussion was about. When to send it, I can change when I want to send it. And in here, this is where you decide whether you want to send it tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, taking into account the comments that I made in the database process video. Now, in here, I will plan a reminder of the things that I might want to talk about. And I might say, talk about when the dog was sick, and talk about the new job that they've got, right? and just a couple of notes of what you might want to talk to the person again about next. Now, sometimes you can use abbreviations like KIT number 2. This is keep in touch call number 2. Now, you can put whatever abbreviations that you want to put in here. Again, make sure that the reminder only reoccurs once, as I mentioned in the database process video, and then you can click save. Now, once you've done that, you will remember that the next step is what I have to do is, and I'm going to delete this because otherwise that will show up in Rob's database, and we don't want that. So what's going to happen next is, as per the last part of the process, I need to go to the customer details page and change the group, because I've got them out of C group. I've had the communication with them. I've planned the reminder, and now I need to put them in A, or take them out of that C group and take them out of this and put them in either A or B. So let me come in here. I go to update client details, and again, every single one of these steps is in the document called C Group Database Management. Now, I'll update the client details and come down to the very bottom, and this is where the groups are. So you'll see that they were put into the C group. What I need to do now is I need to take them, I'm going to tick this for a moment, I'm going to take them out of C group and I'm going to put them in either A or B. And again, remember the discussion that we had in the database process group. This is where I decide whether I'm going to try to build better rapport with them, or whether I've already got a fantastic rapport and relationship with them. Remember, it can only be in one or the other, not both. Okay, so let's put this person in B group because I want to build better relationships with them. And I can ask myself at the same time, should they actually fit in one of the other groups, which might be a buyer, are they a seller, and do they fit in one of the other groups? Now, once I've changed the groups and shifted them out of C and into A or B, then I would just click save. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that at the moment because this is someone else's database that I'm working with here at the moment. Now, once you have planned the reminder, the next thing that will happen is that when you wake up on the next day and you open your database, back to the, let's go back to the home screen here. On the home screen, the reminders will pop up. Now, again, if you've taken people out of C group, you've had the communication, you've planned the reminder, they will pop up on your home page so that you can build rapport with them. So let's just take it out of there, and actually I'll take that one out of there, and we'll go back to our home page. And on your home page, this is where your reminders will pop up. They will all pop up in here. And if I was to wake up on any given day, I would open my database and it tells me, have the communicate this reminder, talk to Arash, or talk to this person here, or talk to this person here. Now, what I'm going to do at this point, now that I've just gone through each one of those steps of how to have a communication, how to plan a reminder, again, the best thing that you can do is just print out again that C group management document, have it beside your computer, and just follow the steps in that C group management. Now, once I've done that, the reminder will pop up on my screen, and I can have a look at what that communication was about, and I go, oh, okay, that's what the communication was about. I'll close it down. I'll click on the client details. I will ring the client, and I will go through the process again of communicating, planning a reminder. Communicating, planning a reminder. The only thing that you have to make sure that you do is once a reminder pops up on this screen and you go into that client and you add a communication and you plan a reminder, is that you need to, and you update the groups if required, you need to come back to the home screen and you need to mark the reminder as done. Because if you don't do that, don't delete it, because you want to know that you've done that at some point in time. So mark it as done and it will disappear. And then your job is to go on and continue to address the rest of the reminders that are on your screen. Okay, now once you've done that, you've put them in the A or the B group, and you're building rapport with the people, you will eventually start to put people in the prospective listings group. Okay, folks, that's pretty straightforward in terms of how you manage the Arrow software database. I'm going to show you one final thing, and this is about as complex as you really need to get with the Arrow software database. And it's how to send an email or an SMS from your database to one of your groups, one of your contacts. And it's very, very simple. It's important that you get the management of or the active management of your clients in your database right by following, again, I'm repeating this a lot, but by following the process flow here, printing out the C group management, having it beside your computer, and just using those two documents, you'll be able to maintain great relationships with your clients. So what if you want to send an email to one of your clients? My stuff and messaging, and send a message. That's what I want to do. I want to send a message to one person or to multiple people. When you open this screen, it will first ask you, would you like to, that's an inconvenient time, to update Adobe. It will first ask you, do you want to email a group or do you just want to send a single email? Would you like to send an SMS to one person, or would you like to send an SMS to a group? So let's leave it on email or groups first. Well, the next thing it says is, well, which groups would you like to send the email to? Would you like to send it to everybody in your B group, or everybody in your A group, or everybody that is a buyer, or everybody that is a seller, past buyer, or past seller? So let's just assume we just choose a buyer, everybody in your buyers group. And all you do is you choose the group that you want to send it this email to. Scroll down and answer a few of these questions. Would you like a copy of the message? What do I want to put in the subject line? Hello all, it's a new year. Okay. And then all I do is go on and I type the message however I'd like to type the message. And you could add an attachment to this email by clicking this little button here, add an attachment. You may have a flyer that you'd like to add to the email, or some message in an attachment. And then all you do is click send, and have a guess what happens. You basically email everybody in that group with that email. Pretty straightforward. And pretty simple. The same applies if you're going to send an SMS to a group of people. It will ask you, who would you like to send, which group would you like to send the group SMS to? If you choose just email, as in the independent email, of course, it's now going to ask you what's their name, what's their email address, and what do you want in the message. And again, same thing, you can send the attachment and then click send. It's very, very simple, and that's all you have to do. Couple of pieces of advice. My advice is I would add yourself to your own email and your own name to all of your groups so that you can see what's going out to your database. And also, if you choose send SMS or send a group SMS, which again is as easy as clicking send a group SMS, choosing the group that you want to send the SMS to, and then typing the message in here. Remember, it's limited to 160 characters, and clicking send. How this works is this actually draws from a central SMS pool. Now, I think that the charge is about 20 cents per SMS, and you will be billed at the end of the month with any SMSs that you decide to send from the system. Okay, folks, that's really it. Reminding you again, if you want to send a message, email or SMS to a particular group or to a particular person, it's as simple as my stuff and messaging, send message, choose the group or the independent person, write the message and click send. Okay, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this aspect of database training. And again, if you need any more assistance, don't hesitate to talk to me.